Good morning, Mo. Happy Friday. How are
Happy
you?
Friday.
I know.
Hello.
Doing fantastic. I'm doing flipping fantastic. And I just want to say thank you to all of our new subscribers. I know we have a couple of new subscribers. I think they came over from, I'm just going to assume they came over from when I was on Trash Cash
Trash to
as a guest.
cash.
Thank you for coming. And don't forget to hit the like button and the
Thank you for
notification.
doing the work to look her up because they did not link her.
Oh, yeah, they didn't. I did notice that. There was no link. There was no
Mm-mm.
at. There was nothing.
No.
But I guess we give Dave a pass for that. What is it? What did you call it, Mo? The bigot of the bigot of something? I can't remember.
The
What was
bigotry, the soft bigotry of low expectation.
So thanks for having me on, guys, and welcome all of you new subscribers. And we promise that we do not talk about poop. So on that note, no poop talk here. But
No, absolutely no poop.
no,
None.
none. Maybe some shitty sales or shitty weather, but no poop talk.
No actual literal poop. Okay.
Exactly. Exactly. So welcome, guys, and enjoy our lovely content that we have. Roll the intro. You're listening to the Flippin' Fantastic
Oh
podcast.
my
If you're
god.
watching this and you aren't subscribed, go hit that button right now and watch this.
Let's be real, we're the number one reselling podcast.
Wow.
The weather is warming up and sales are starting around here. I live in Virginia, so it's starting to be hit or miss weekends,
The
like as far as
weather
yard sales.
was warm and now it's cold. It's like 45 degrees again.
Well, yeah, currently, but it
It was
was
warmer
like,
the other days, but it was like yucky out.
yeah, there was, I think it
We
was
had
like
those storms
70.
roll through that hit
Oh
the
my gosh.
Midwest. Did
Oh,
you get
yeah,
any
yeah,
of
yeah.
that?
Yeah.
Thunderstorms?
Yeah. I don't know if we got thunderstorms, but we do get a lot of rain, you know,
We got a lot of rain. There was some thunder. There was some thunder. It wasn't like a
crazy.
so I have a Ring, right? A
Okay.
Ring doorbell.
Yeah.
And Ring has like a little like you can, community thing.
Yeah.
Somebody put on there when it was thundering that night. What's those noises?
Stop
It's
it.
all this rumbling. Some people were like, thunder? Like, I can't with the. Is
Oh,
that gunfire? No, it's some stupid kid with that dumb muffler thing on his car. Is that why is this helicopter circling my house? It's not circling your house. It's checking the wires. And now we have people that don't know what thunder is. I don't know. I don't know.
wow. That's a new one. What's that rumble sound? Oh my
I
Lord.
I swear to you, I was like,
AI.
that's enough. That's enough.
Close the app. I
Yeah.
We have a Ring too. I haven't looked at that Ring app in a long time because we have the next door app or whatever. I look at that sometimes
Yeah.
because
It
they have.
pops up and it doesn't it only pops up if somebody around me like has something like, like there
Oh,
was I think it popped up and it only pops up if somebody put something in, recent. Because like there was a accident where a car flew off the road down the street and like
uh-huh.
apparently into a house. I don't know.
Oh
But
wow.
and that popped up because somebody said something about it on there. But it's people don't use it that much, but the thunder
Mhm.
thing just had me. So
Yeah.
I own it's not an everyday thing. I don't look at it all the time. It just
Yeah.
happened. I happened to be on my phone before bed and I'm looking and it popped up and I was like, "Oh, what's that?" And I'm like, "Really? It's pouring rain outside and
Jeez.
it's thunder." Oh my goodness.
That's
People.
that's a mess. Yeah. I don't even know what to say about that
Oh,
except
I don't either.
like what? That's a ay ay ay.
This is
Anyway,
a person who asks you that's the same person that I'll ask you a stupid question
on
about
eBay?
your on eBay. Yeah. Or they'll ask you, can you hold this for 3 months and I'm gonna buy it?
Oh my
No.
gosh. Yes. I had somebody, do you ever sell something and then you just have this like, I feel like that this is going to be a problem. Like
Hmm.
there's no reason why, but you just
Yeah.
like, I feel like this is going to be a problem. It was a personal, like a like a Coolpix camera that we had back in, like who knows,
Right,
20,
back in the
15,
day,
20
yeah.
years. Yeah. So
Mhm.
it was our personal camera and it was in really nice shape. We had the bag, we had the batteries, everything. And I listed it and it sold the next day for like 117 or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
And the person that bought it, they bought it and I was like, let me click on their name, and they were new. They were new. They like had just created their account, so I just instantly got that. I feel like this is going to be a problem. Do you know what I mean? So I sent it everything, and then I get this message yesterday, and the message wasn't even tied. You know how like when people send you a message about the item, it's normally attached to that item. Like they send it in that, like it'll say contact the buyer, and then
Right.
it'll show up the item that they're talking about. Well,
Mhm.
they just contacted me straight on eBay somehow. I don't know. And I was like, "Oh my gosh, what is this?" I saw, "Hi, I recently bought your Coolpix camera, and can you tell me how you closed the lens?" And I was like, wonder what she's supposed what that was it. And I was just like, "When
You
you
push
turn
the
the cam."
button?
Yeah, that's what I wrote. I said, "When the camera is shut off, it closes as seen in
Yeah.
the photos, because in the photos
Mhm.
it's open, and then I took the battery out to show the inside and all that, and it's
Right.
closed."
Mhm.
But I just thought, "What is she getting at? What are they getting at?" So
Mhm.
I'm waiting for that to be a, "Oh my, it doesn't work" item. I don't know. I haven't heard back. This was yesterday at like 4-ish. So I haven't heard
Mm.
anything back since then. So we'll see. I mean, it's a camera. I don't know what to say, you know? I did say that it's the original battery, so maybe the battery is dead and like it died in the process
Right.
of
Right.
closing
Of
it.
being
I'm not
on
sure.
on, yeah.
But it's in really good shape and it's really pretty. It's like that plum, like that plummy purple color.
Oh yeah.
And
Mhm.
it sold really quick. So I don't know. Do you have any shenanigans this week on eBay?
No. No.
No? Well, that's good.
No. eBay and I are fighting at the moment. I haven't hit the algorithm. I'm waiting. I'm waiting.
Oh,
I'm waiting. Although I did take a bunch of stuff down. I want to check,
uh-huh.
and I have to do in a little bit of inventory, so
Okay. That's good.
but
So did you
yeah,
change
so
anything? Oh, did you relist them or did you just take it down?
I took them down. I haven't relisted them yet. I'm gonna like
Oh,
look at
okay.
them and then I'm gonna put them back. Um,
Yeah.
so
Yeah. I've been I like relist or delist, relist, or no,
uh-huh.
delist, sell similar. But
Yeah.
whenever I do that, I change my promoted listing fee. Like, because for a while, like I don't know, probably like a year ago, I was doing 4%. So now when I relist or sell similar, I change it to 2%. So I'm trying to like get them all back to 2%.
Yeah.
So I
Okay.
don't know if that affects. I was gonna say, did you change your promoted fees? But I delisted, relisted like 30 items yesterday. And they were like older items. Like I filtered from like oldest or about to end soon. I don't know, whatever. Did it to 30 items and two of them sold. And they were older items. So I was pretty stoked to get two
Oh
of them
wow.
sold
Yeah.
from the
That's
30.
awesome.
I know. I
Yeah.
don't know what they were, but
I do have one thing on eBay that I want to show though.
oh,
So
okay.
I
Let's
just
see it.
something I want to show. Dang it. Forgot to. Hold on. Okay. Can't see it. Hold on. Okay. Right there. My most
Where?
recent feedback. Just so you all know that I am
Oh,
one of the best sellers on eBay. Highly recommend to everyone. To everyone. Thank you.
wow. That's
Thank
awesome,
you.
Mo.
PJ loves Pee Wee. Pee
I
Pee.
don't know about your buyers there, Mo.
It's PJ loves Pee Wee, and
Wait.
I highly recommend them as a buyer. Just
Oh
so you
my
know. All right. I almost
That's
forgot about that. I
awesome.
almost forgot about that.
That's good.
Just
Heck
want
yeah.
y'all to know that I am one of the best sellers on eBay.
That is amazing. Yes. I oh yeah, yeah. I
Top
got
that, Amy.
I don't have anything other than one of my last ones said it was a painting. I sold a velvet painting and it was just the painting, not like a frame or anything. So it was just like the cardboard, with the velvet on top of it.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
It was loose. So I shipped that, but I put it in a box, but I had to like is super light. It's like basically a piece of cardboard with
Right.
velvet on it. So the
Yeah.
box was probably like 14 ounces and it was, decent size. So there was
Right.
like no weight to it. So I like packed it as well as I could. And thank
Mhm.
goodness, because when I got the feedback, it said, I'm so something like, I'm so glad they packed this well because when it came, it looked like somebody sat on the box. And I was like, oh my God, thank God, you
Yeah.
know, that I
Uh-huh.
packed. So pack well, guys. Pack bubble
Right.
wrap stuff because you never know. Because they could have
Yeah.
just put the box down, like USPS could have
Mhm.
put it down and then put a heavy box on top of it,
Yeah,
you know?
exactly. Exactly. Yeah.
And you
So
could have
get
been,
some cushion in there.
oh, well,
Cushion
thank
for the
goodness.
pushing.
Because literally,
Yeah.
but go follow Mo on eBay and buy all her stuff. She's the best seller on
I'm the
eBay.
best. One
What
of the
is her?
best.
What's her store? Is it Mo87 official or is it
It's
something
just
else?
87 official.
Oh, it's 87 official. Okay.
Mhm.
Go follow her, guys. She's got the best
Lots of
stuff.
good stuff coming soon. I'll have
Ooh.
to get all my stuff up from the weekend, but
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. What did you do this weekend? Where'd you go?
there was a lot of estate sales this weekend, so I went to two in Pennsylvania. They were, I'm trying to think. Well, the one is like one of my favorites. Okay, so I went there. They were good. Got some things there. Then I went to this other one that I see them, but I've never been to one.
Uh-huh.
But it was nearby this other one. They were in the same town, so I went. They're only open now. I don't unless there's really something that I absolutely have to have, which is not, or if the estate sale is very close by, I don't rush out to get a number and get
Oh.
there. You know,
Mhm.
and I was not rushing out to get a number at 8 o'clock in the morning and fight the Philadelphia suburban traffic. No, thank you. So, rush hour because it was Friday. So I went up like around 10 and they start at like 9. The one I like, they're open from like 9 to 5. They're like open all day.
Mhm.
This other one, the house was so packed. A lot of new stuff, a lot of new decor stuff, like tons of candles, stuff like that. But it was packed, and there were so many people there. But they close at 1:30. And I
Oh,
looked, and I saw like lots of their other ones because they kind of do. I've never seen them down here. I've seen them up like farther away.
yeah.
They all close at 1:30. It's a big company too because they'll have multiple going on a weekend. Yeah, so I'm like one of the last. There's like me and like three other people, and the lady was just. I bought something that can be easily glued,
Uh-huh.
but it was broken, and
Yeah.
she was like $10. I was like, it's broken. I have to fix it. And she was like, five, fine, five. And I'm like, ew. I think she was mad because it was past 1:30, but I got in line at
Oh.
1:30. But the house was packed. I'm like, they must take and sell what's left because there was no way that they were going to get rid of everything in this house.
Mhm. Right. And what did you go on the first day? Second day? Like what
That
was?
was the second day. And
Uh-huh.
then the third day, but like, I don't know. Like, I mean, maybe they got rid of a lot more on Saturday, probably, but still. I mean, when I say packed, I mean packed. That house was
Wow.
packed. It was a newer house, too. There wasn't a lot of old stuff there, but
Gee.
packed to the
Wow.
gills. And, yeah, so I, they must take stuff and, they must
Yeah.
get what's left. That's what I'm thinking. Don't
Wow.
some estate sales do that?
They do. At least some
Yeah,
around here that I know of do
yeah.
that.
I'm sure
Mhm.
some. And then I went to one
Well,
down here that's
what did you
hmm,
buy? What was the thing you bought? You said it was
oh, that
broken?
was a one of those like German wood, like it was a nativity. But those like little like kind of Germany like little wooden things. It was kind of like that. But all the nativities people were off. It might play music
Oh,
too, and I
okay.
didn't check it.
Okay.
All the
It
nativity things were popped. I
yeah.
found one sale of it.
Mhm.
It's off. We're off season now, so
Yeah.
but I did find one sale of it in the last like 3 months or something. So it does sell, but I didn't see a lot of them listed or anything. So,
Uh-huh.
but
What's the next sale?
but it was in good shape, and they were only glued on to begin with, so they weren't broken.
Yeah.
They just need to be
They
re-glued.
just need
Yeah, because it's wood, and sometimes it like dries out. And
Yeah.
then I
Yeah.
went to one down here, and it's on the DuPont the golf course.
Uh-huh.
And there's like old houses back there, and this house was crazy because it's old. It was a big old house, but not that big. But then they added on, and it was like you went through a tunnel of closets. Like they made like all this old attic space into closets. So you just kept walking
Oh,
into another closet, and they had so many clothes, but my eyes glazed over. There were people buying shirts and stuff, but
man. I like looking at clothes at estate sales.
I know there was, yeah, by then I was like kind of tired.
Huh?
Like clothes, I can't. I did get some things there. That was a nice house. That was pretty. They had a nice. There were people golfing. It was nice out this weekend.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. It was. What did you get there at that one? Or nothing?
Mm,
Didn't you say you
mm,
got brass or something?
yeah, we'll talk about it later. We'll talk about it
Oh,
later.
oh, so sorry. I thought you got it at an estate sale.
No, we'll talk about it later.
Okay.
What did I get there? Is that the place? I think that's the place that had the, my squirrel issues. It had the
Oh,
giant,
yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah.
raccoon slash possum traps.
Oh, okay. So you bought those.
No, I didn't buy them.
Oh,
I don't need them.
I thought you
Fingers,
bought them.
fi- fingers crossed. I only had a little squirrel, not a big giant raccoon.
I didn't
No,
know.
they were there. I did send a picture of it to Drew. I was like, natural progression is we're gonna need these soon.
Oh my gosh. I thought it came
Somebody
back
did
really
buy one
quick.
though when I was there. When I was there checking out, a girl was like, I want to get, because they were in the garage. She was like, I want to get one of those. And they were like, oh, you don't have to. She's like, just bring us the tag,
Yeah.
you can carry it out later.
Maybe
They were
they're
brand
maybe
new.
maybe the person that bought it is gonna start a side hustle and they're going to like rent them out to people that are like, I have a critter in my garage.
You could do that. You could do
Does
that.
anybody
I
have a
mean, I can
cage?
see why
You
they
rent it.
have them because they're like the road and the golf course, so they probably have, it's probably Caddyshack, the Gophers.
Oh, yeah, yeah,
They
yeah.
probably had Gophers in their yard.
Probably. Oh my gosh. So funny. Yeah, I saw those big cages. I was like, "Oh no, it's back." It must have
No,
been
no, no, no.
a
Then I
friend.
went to one on Saturday morning, and it was a new to me company again, and I didn't know what to expect. There was only a one day. I think they do a lot of online stuff too, I think. But
Okay.
it was one day, and they said everything over $20 is marked, and everything else is just a bundle. And I was like, okay, we'll see how this goes. And we got like 8 things, one of which was an old, like an antique toaster that Drew
Okay.
tested. It works. One of those
Oh,
ones that
okay.
like you have to
Oh,
um,
yeah. It's like a
fold
pyramid.
this up. Yes.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Those are cool.
And but I got like 8 things for like $13. I was like, oh, okay. It was weird the stuff that they had priced up, so I wasn't sure when we got
Uh-huh.
to check out. But I was wondering if some of the stuff, like there was a few things that were priced higher than eBay. Do you know what I mean?
You're right.
But they didn't have much priced. Most everything was just to bundle. So I don't know if
Huh.
they were keeping it or, you know,
Or
I don't know.
maybe
It's
it
weird.
was like, like who knows the kind of deals they have with the families. Like maybe the
Yeah.
family's like, I know this is worth,
Right.
and they're like, whatever you say, we'll mark it however you want to mark it.
Right. Yeah. It might have been like that.
Yeah, I don't
But
know.
but
That's
that was
cool
a fun.
though.
It was a fun weekend, and then I was tired.
Well, that's cool though. So you went to 3 estate sales?
4.
4. Wow. Man.
I could have went to more, but I wasn't driving any farther north.
Yeah. Yeah. I didn't
Well, actually, there was one farther north than where I was, but it was that same company that is only open till 1:30, so I wasn't going to make it. I mean, I
mhm.
would have had to go there first and made my way down, and I didn't feel like doing it.
Yeah.
And I wasn't sure about that company either, so
Oh yeah,
they
true.
were another one that didn't price anything. She just kind of tells you what the prices are at the end, when you check
Yeah.
out.
Yeah. Like when they're like, oh, it's half off today, and then there's no prices. Half off what?
Yeah, exactly. Well, this was just a 1-day sale, so it wasn't,
Oh.
well, no, that wasn't the 1 day, sorry. No,
Mhm.
that was something else. Anyway, that was my weekend. There's no garage sales here. It won't be garage sales until April, May, like another
Well,
month.
yeah, that's right around the corner. Like it's
Hmm.
2 weeks away till April, right? I know. I know I'm getting sidetracked. There was a comment on the last podcast that said you were talking about
Oh,
the
I keep
spring
forgetting to
house,
go in there. Yeah, it was
and
Chad, right?
and he said something about is it the one on Willow Street or
I
something
think he
like
was
that?
talking about the spring. Remember, I was talking about you could go to the spring house when I was a kid. I'd pass it and people would get water out of it, like they
Uh-huh.
just open it to the public. It's not in Pennsylvania. It's in Delaware. It's here.
Oh, I was like, I wouldn't know the answer to that question. I couldn't do I couldn't respond. I was like, I don't know. I
I'm
don't
not
know.
sure where the one he's talking about is, but there's a lot of. I mean, you drive in the country here, northern Delaware, Pennsylvania. There's a lot of
Mhm.
old houses that have spring houses. So,
Wow. That's definitely cool. I
mhm.
that's my mission. I'm gonna find one and I'll know exactly what it is.
Well,
I don't know if there's
you can find one. There's go to Williamsburg.
well, I meant low.
Well, you're too close to the beach.
Yeah, definitely. If I dig, it'll just like, just start getting wet from just being near sea level, you
I
know
mean,
what I mean?
usually springs are, a little inland up higher somewhere.
Yes. I don't know. I'm just a baby. I don't know. I did go to some yard sales this weekend.
Yeah,
I
what'd you do?
It wasn't very successful. The first yard sale that I went to was the only place I bought something like at yard sales.
Oh, wow. How many did you go?
Not many, probably like four yard
Mm,
sales. But then we
yeah.
stopped at like Goodwill and we would stop at thrifts
Yeah.
and stuff. But
Mhm.
the first one was the only one I bought stuff at. And it just happened to be it was all brass. Oh no, was that the one? Oh no, I did buy stuff. I don't know. I don't remember. I told you I don't it seems so long ago. Saturday seems so long ago. I went to one yard sale. Oh, they had tons of puzzles at this yard sale. That's right. They had like tons and tons of puzzles. And
Yeah.
of course, when I was looking at them, somebody had like already made a pile of a bunch of yard sales or a bunch of puzzles.
Mhm.
And like the ones that I thought were good, the lady was like, "Oh, that's her pile." And I was like, "Darn it." So, whatever. I was bummed. But I don't think I bought anything there. They had that first yard sale had she had like stickers, like sticky notes on stuff that said asking 20 sells on eBay for 80. I was like, "Oh geez." And
Oh,
of course I looked like when we were leaving, I looked up that item and there was one listed for 79 and there was none sold. So that's where she got her numbers from, I guess. But I did go to like a little community yard sale. Well, it wasn't really a community. It was like a street. There was like four people on that street and I bought all brass. It was all brass
nice.
stuff, like little candles and candelabras and stuff. And it got a candle, like an actual candle that was a Santa Claus, and he's, like, all vintagey looking, like, all antique-y looking. He's kinda cute.
Yeah.
He's, like, round and, he's, like, painted or whatever. I don't know if it's
The
painted or
little
yeah.
round guy, right? The roly poly?
Mhm.
Yeah. I saw
Yeah,
your picture.
little yeah, little roly-poly guy.
Yeah.
So, he just had, like, a couple of, like, little imperfections. It hadn't been burned at all. They just used it as decor, and I kind of,
Yeah.
like, smoothed it out, like, the wax dent, and stuff, so it looks really good. I have to list that. I only paid a no, I paid $2 for that, and I paid $5 for all the brass. The lady was just like, "You can have all of it for 5." I was like, "Done, I'm sold, I'm done,
Nice.
out the door." So, I only paid $7 total for all that stuff. That was it, that was all I
Wow.
spent. And then we went to Goodwill and stuff, and I found, like, cool pants, like, KUHL. Those are really well.
Oh,
I
yeah.
love finding
Not COOL. I was like, "Oh, what kind of cool pants?"
I do really well with those. They always sell fast, no matter
Fast.
the condition either. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, I don't buy them when they're completely like thrashed, but like
Right.
they can
I know what you
have
mean.
some wear and
Mhm.
stuck like on the heel and
Kinda
I'll
like
still
Carhartt, right?
buy
Carhartt,
'em.
you can sell worn, right?
Oh, completely. Like, I bought a pair of last summer, I bought a pair of Carhartt overalls at a yard sale for a dollar. They were a women's. They were, like, a small size. They were, like, a 4 or a 2. I think they
Mhm.
were a 4, and they were, like, the brownish color, like, the light brown color,
Yeah.
and they were the overalls, and they were completely covered in, like, paint. Like, she must have worn them when she paints, like, not, like,
Right.
painting house, it was like smaller brush strokes, like if she was an
Mhm.
artist and she would
Yeah.
like wipe it on her
Okay.
hand.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I sold those. They were, I mean, it was literally, they were paint all over them, all these different
That's
colors,
crazy.
and they sold too. They sold for over $50. I don't remember how much,
Wow.
but they sold for over 50 and I paid $1. I'm sure they were probably like, yeah, those are trashed. What, you can have them, you know? So, I don't know. I was pretty excited about that. And the cool pants. I think I just listed those last night. I don't even know. Maybe I didn't even list them yet. I took a picture of them. I need to list them today. But that was it. I didn't go to any estate sales on I didn't. They weren't companies that I like to go to. So
Yeah.
yeah. I didn't, normally I feel like I'm wasting my time if I go to those other ones. Although, that I probably miss stuff, obviously I do miss stuff, but it just
I
wasn't.
mean, I don't go when they open. I miss stuff. That's okay.
I don't like
I
playing.
don't go to I don't even go to the ones I like all the time because sometimes I'm busy. So
Yeah, that's true. I do try to I will make a point to go to the ones I like just because they're
there's
few and far
plenty of
between.
stuff to go around.
That's true.
Plenty.
There is. There is. There is. There totally
Hmm.
is. So what did you sell? Speaking of buying
Okay.
things, we gotta talk about selling them.
I I am bucking the trend here. I'm not going to tell you what I sold, but I'm going to tell you what I bought.
Okay. Okay.
That'll tell you how my sales were this week.
Oh, okay. You bought?
This
Oh,
was the brass thing I bought. I don't know
wow.
what it is. It's small.
What's on the back of it? Like, is it anything?
Nothing. It's just,
Decor?
yeah.
It's, you know what it reminds me of? Like a little tiny fire screen, you know?
Yeah. I mean, that's what it is. It's like a tabletop one. I don't know
Huh.
what you use it for, but it was pretty cool.
Yeah.
It was at a 20% off estate sale.
Nice. That's really cool. What'd you pay for it?
I don't know, less than 10, maybe?
Oh, that's good. That's awesome. I would have picked
And not your $5 brass prices, but
that. Well, that looks nicer than my stuff.
then, because I always go in the bathrooms and the kitchens and the laundry rooms looking for, you know, soap and chemicals and all that kind of stuff. But this time I went into the linen closet and they did not have anything good, but they did have this. This is a Heritage of Ownership medallion for DeVille Cadillacs. So
Oh,
they give it to you if you, I
that's
guess,
cool.
you keep buying Cadillacs, like the car dealership.
Huh?
But I paid $1, and I think I I looked this particular one up because some of
Yeah.
them have numbers on them. I guess like years. I don't know.
Okay.
This one didn't. This sells for $50.
That's awesome.
So
It
I
would,
guess that those people had a lot of Cadillacs.
so was
Kids
it
like a
just like in the
Cadillac.
bathroom or something? Is
It
that what
was
you,
in the linen closet. It was just in the
oh, the
linen
linen?
closet. And I was in there looking and I was like looking it up. And a guy, I had to move the door because, it was a smaller house. And he was like, anything good in there? And I
You're
was
like,
like,
oh,
I don't know. I'm like looking it up.
that's cool.
But I bought a whole set of these for, they are microwave safe bowls. These are like almost in new condition. I mean, they're really good. It's that hard plastic.
Yeah,
Remember those?
I do
These are
remember.
Littenware. So I got a set of four. This is the smallest one. Then there's like two square ones and a big like Dutch oven.
Uh-huh.
And this stuff sells pretty well. It had like a pretty good it had a really good sell through rate from what I remember
Uh-huh.
looking up. And I think I can sell the set I bought. I think I paid 20 and I think they sell for about 80. I might be able to get a little more because that Dutch oven is bigger.
Wow. What do they look like inside? Like, how does how did they use it a lot? Like, how does it, how like when you
No,
put
these
plastic
look
in the,
these look good. They didn't There's a
oh
little bit
wow.
of, you can tell they used it, but
Mhm.
it's not gross or anything.
That's cool. No spaghetti. No like
No,
red.
they're not stained. I mean, they look like new.
Oh, that's cool. I've never seen those
It's called
before.
Me either. I know. Well, I shouldn't say that. I'm pretty sure my mom, we had one, like square
Uh-huh.
one of this. You gotta look for there's the
The
Littenware.
logo.
Yeah.
I'll have to keep my eye out when I look in the kitchen. I'm normally looking at like pots and pans and stuff like that,
Yeah, well, I do too, but they just had like Farberware. And I was like, "Oh, what's this?" And I was like, I looked at it and I walked away and I went around the house and then I went back and I was like, I'm gonna look that up just to see. And I was like pleasantly surprised.
Wow, that's cool. Yeah, I
So
probably would have, like, glazed right over that, you know? Just not even, because you can't know
Mhm.
everything, you know what I mean?
No.
Yeah.
And I don't know what brought me back to it. I don't know why, you know? Like I
Mhm.
said, they didn't have a lot of kitchen stuff that was any high dollar. Because
Yeah.
they had it all out and I looked and
That's because in the
for
'80s,
whatever
that wasn't
reason when
high dollar,
I get
you
uh,
know? Because that's because in the '80s, that wasn't high dollar stuff.
no,
That
exactly.
was,
So
you know?
I was like, let me look this stuff up. I just wanted to it was, I don't know,
Mhm.
you know, I don't know, let me have a lot of stuff too.
The list.
I don't know, I don't know.
My gosh,
Anyway,
no.
there we go. I bucked the trend this week.
Well, I've got
What if I was
sales.
showing my under $20 sales? Okay.
Oh, stop it.
And
So
I
what
change it up a little.
That's true, that's true. I just like doing the sales because you sell stuff that I don't, like, typically pick up and, like, I don't
Oh, I
even
know.
know about.
My
Cool.
sales, my sale. I told you I took stuff down. I've been doing some inventory. And my sales tank
Tanked.
right
Yeah.
now, and I have not made it back. And I've listed some new things, not this yet, but some
Uh-huh.
other things, and I have not made it back into the algorithm. So let's just say that
Gotcha.
maybe next week I'll have some good sales. Okay.
Yes, you should. You should sell those. Yeah, you should. Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't remember what
Hey,
I
this is the trial and tribulations of like coming out of like a deep depression and getting back into selling. Okay.
Ever wonder what happens when the filter comes off? That's why we created Dash of Sass. It's your one-way ticket to everything and anything, served with a side of sarcasm and a sprinkle of sass. Listen every Tuesday wherever you get your podcasts. I promise you'll thank us later.
Let's look at yours because yours are good. Do 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 do.
remember what they were. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. I I picked this one in particular because they're just little tiny
Right.
Playmobil castle
Yeah.
parts, and it's just from
Mm-hmm.
the corner of the building. Like that's what this piece is from, the corner of the
Yeah.
castle. And it's a lot of five vintage. They are vintage. I think they're from the 90s. 90, I
Yeah.
think they were 92 or something. I don't know. They
Did
sold for
you have more to
23.88.
this castle? Like, how did you know, or did you just pick up these pieces, but did you have more to it and part it out?
Yes, I bought a box, like a tote, at a
Okay.
yard sale last summer for $8, and
Mm-hmm.
there was tons of pieces in there, and I saw figures and stuff, and I looked at the date, and I was like, "Oh my god, it's from the '90s." So they
Yeah.
said, "You can take it for $8." So I was like, "Sweet." There was one complete castle in there, which
Oh, okay.
sold for, I can't remember. I think it sold for 70 something. And then there were like incomplete other castles and like figures. Like they were like not knights, what do you call them? Like Confederate soldiers. It was that kind of stuff. There were like
Oh,
Confederate
okay.
soldiers and things. So I
Mm-hmm.
sold those separate. There was some knights that did sell separate with whatever. And then this castle was incomplete. So I just parted it out because I saw
Oh,
the
wow.
parts sell really
That's
well.
awesome. Yeah.
So five of them, five pieces sold for 23.88. So I'm well in the profit on that buy. So just know you can part out Playmobil pieces and
Yeah.
they get you good money.
And Playmobil is like that's something like. It's always on my radar. I've sold a couple things, even like not even vintage. Like the last one I sold was like a year ago though, but it was unopened. It was like a Viking ship or something,
Oh wow. That's cool.
and I sold that for like $75. So
That's amazing.
look for
I
Playmobil.
Yeah, and
Playmobil's hard to find. Like it's harder to find. Like you don't see it as much as like Lego or something.
I didn't know about Playmobil like before reselling until,
Me
I mean,
either.
like not even in the beginning because I always
Hmm.
thought Playmobil was like something cheap that you bought at like, like at Rite Aid or something. Like I
Right,
felt like it was like I didn't even know what Playmobil because I played with
right.
Legos, so that's all I
Yeah.
knew. So I just thought
Mhm.
everything else was like inferior just because of
Yeah, I
ignorance. I
don't
just didn't know.
like I
You know what
don't
I
have
mean?
I never had Playmo we never had Playmobil, and I don't remember, like, you'll go to your friend's house and play. I don't remember any of them having Playmobil. Like it
Oh,
wasn't, I don't know. It's very
yeah.
niche or something. I don't know. I guess
Yeah.
it's kind of pricey even, new, so
Yeah, I
it's
guess.
pretty pricey, I think.
I don't even know where you would buy it. I guess you would buy it at the store and I just never noticed it, you know?
It
So,
was probably used to be a Toys R Us, I guess, but not anymore.
probably or K
The
Toys, K Toys?
KB.
KB Toys, that's
The
yeah.
yeah, but
Mhm.
that's a Bolo Playmobil, man.
Definitely.
Faux show.
I love looking for it.
Oh.
Oh, oh my gosh. This is only one of 11 of this set of dishes. It is a set of vintage Spode Peplo dishes. I bought them in an estate sale for $100. They were originally listed at this estate sale for $400. So I went on the last day. It was a
Uh-huh.
2 week sale, and it was my favorite estate sale company. And
Uh-huh.
he said you can have them all for $100, and I'll throw in these extras. And I was like, okay, I'm sold. And
Uh-huh.
Matt was like,
Yeah.
giving me dirty looks because it was a ton of dishes. Like,
Right.
it was probably like 80 dishes in total. Like, and he was just like, "You've got to be kidding me with these dishes." And he's like, "And $100?" And I was like, "I promise they're worth it. They're worth it. I've looked them up, whatever." So anyway, I was not I was not going to list these as a lot. Like they were all there. I think it was a 12-piece set of all
Mhm.
of these dishes, cups, demi-tasse, fruit bowls, all that stuff. I wasn't going
Yeah.
to list them because I was like, I am not shipping dishes, especially like fine china. So I
Right.
listed them all individually in whatever. So somebody comes in and I get this offer for these dishes for like these. And they were like, "Oh, times two quantity." And I was like, "Oh, okay, yeah, I'll take that offer." Sweet. That'll be easy to ship out 8 dishes. Just 8
Yeah.
dishes, whatever. Then I get another
Mhm.
offer for another thing, another offer, another offer. Just it kept going. And I was like, oh my gosh, I can't with this. So I ended up I went back and forth on one of them because like Demitas cups for this brand do really well. So
Yeah.
I was like, everything else I accepted their offers because I was like, they were fair. It was probably like 30% off. But the
Right.
Demitas, I went back and it's like, unfortunately, I can't go this low. And they were like, they countered, and I was like, sweet, I'll take it. So then they just kept doing it. So finally, when they were done, finally, I ended up, I can't remember what it was. I think it was like 60 pieces that they bought. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is going to be a nightmare to ship. So I ended up shipping it in 3 big, huge boxes. And I have been checking the tracking every day and following it because one went
Yeah.
USPS because it was light enough and it was light enough. So I've been tracking that, and the other 2 boxes went UPS. So I've just been tracking them, just praying that they get there. I mean, I spent 3 hours bubble wrapping. I think it was 3 or 4. I can't remember. I spent so much time bubble wrapping them and stuff. I use American Bubble Boy bubble,
Mhm.
and I used one whole
I was gonna
roll
say, how
of
much did you
bubble.
use? I believe it.
And then I use brown packing paper too
Mhm.
to do the rest. But I mean, it was hard because, well, first I made over $600 once it was said and done, and then they bought something
Mhm.
else the next day too, Mo. I didn't even tell you that. They bought another dish
Oh my
the next
gosh.
day. So it was over
Uh-huh.
$600. So
Wow.
I'm grateful that, I'll spend 3 hours packing for a $600. But what was I going to say? I got sidetracked. I forgot. Oh, I mean, it was, I'm okay packing dishes because, they're flat. So it was just like 2 pieces of bubble wrap, a plate, 2 pieces of bubble wrap. And then I just kind of
Mhm.
basically made a big ball out of it and then just packed it
Yeah.
really well.
Mm.
But then there was like cups, like the little tiny demi-tasse cups, which are like for espresso. Those were
Mhm.
harder to like, you know, wrap and pack and stuff. So it was hard.
Yeah.
And then one of the other pieces that they bought was a 15-inch serving dish. So, 15
Ooh,
inches is huge. And then the other serving dish they bought was 11 inches. So those two serving dishes went in a plate or in a box by themselves. So it was
wow.
a mess. So anyway, moral of the story, don't buy dishes unless you want to spend copious amount of time packing.
Wow. Don't buy Spode. Don't buy a whole set of Spode Copeland Peplo
I
for
didn't
sure.
know. I didn't know it. I
They're
thought that
pretty.
they
They're
are really
pretty.
pretty. They are really pretty dishes. If we
Hmm.
were into dishes, I would have kept them
Yeah.
because they were just so pretty. But I didn't. I the only thing I knew about Spode was the Christmas dishes. The one with the Santa
Yeah.
on the
The
top.
Santa on top. Yeah.
But when I was looking
Yeah,
at
that's
them,
all I know too.
yeah, when I was looking at them at that sale, I turned them over and I saw Spode, and I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna have to take a deeper look into these." And whatever I did, and on top of it, I still have some of the dishes. They didn't buy everything I had.
Okay.
I don't know
Yeah.
if they were replacing things that they had or whatever, but I
Right.
still have
Hmm.
dishes. So I still have probably like $300 of listings. Um,
Nice.
I know. So
For a
that was a
hundred bucks?
out of 100.
Ka-ching.
And he gave
Yeah.
me, like I said, he gave me other, teacups and stuff that were like a
Right.
different brand. He was like, "I'll throw these in." And to
Hmm.
me, I was like, "Oh, okay," because the teacups he gave me were worth 100 bucks. So it was like
Oh,
basically like free Spo dishes. So
nice.
I know that was a long-winded story for dishes, but yeah,
No, that's awesome.
I
That's
did.
a fantastic sale.
Yeah,
Fantastic. I
I
hope to be
know.
like you someday when I grow up.
Stop it. I have another sale. I don't think I sent you a picture or anything, but it's just like a honorable mention, whatever. I sold a one of those vintage Chaps colognes. It's like a brown
Hmm.
bottle with a silver cap. I got it at an estate
Yeah.
sale for I think it was like $5, but it
Yeah.
was like 75% full. And
Yeah.
the smell, it just isn't my it's just not my taste or style.
Yeah.
I just don't know. I don't know.
I can't remember what chaps smells like. I know polo.
Yeah, it definitely wasn't polo. It had like a what do you call like a bull skull or something, one of those skulls or something on the like a Western logo. Like I don't know. But the smell was so crazy. It just wasn't my thing. But anyway, we paid $5. It sold on Bonanza for 99 plus shipping.
Stop.
Yeah, and
Wow.
the funny story about it is Matt found it in the bathroom because 'cause I've told him to, like, look in bathrooms and stuff. So he was like, "Hey, come look. I found this cologne. What do you think? You need to look it up." And I was like, "Okay, we're gonna get it." So Matt was carrying it around, like, it's like a decent sized bottle. It's probably like that tall. And he's
Yeah.
carrying it around this estate sale. And you know how like most estate sales are like, it seems to be like a lot of older people
Yeah.
just like cruising.
Hmm. Yeah.
I wish Matt was wearing a camera because all these old women were like looking at the cologne, then looking at Matt, going, "You're gonna smell so good." He said he heard it at least twice, and he was just like, "Oh my god."
That's hilarious.
So when I got it home and I cleaned it all up, like I cleaned the bottle and everything really well.
Yeah.
I put saran wrap, I don't know if it's, that saran stuff. I put saran wrap around the bottle, put it in a
Yeah.
Ziploc, put it in another Ziploc, then I
Hmm.
put it in another Ziploc just so the smell wouldn't like infiltrate my
It
inventory.
penetrate. I don't know what that one smells like. I did see. No, that was a
Brute.
couple weekends ago. Polo, like a 75% polo, but they wanted like 20 bucks for it.
Oh, really?
Honestly, Ralph Lauren chaps, like I don't even know if I mean, I knew what you meant. Like I'd seen
Uh-huh.
it before, but I don't know if I'd have thought to pick it up because I mean,
Yeah. Is it the brown bottle
that's
with
crazy.
the chrome cap
Yeah.
that you're looking at?
Hmm.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, on here, yeah.
Yeah. It's so that was $99 on Bonanza. It was just so weird of all
Nice.
places, Bonanza. And I'm
Right.
surprised. I feel like Bonanza kicks off a lot of stuff, like just random things that are like, oh, it's a prohibited, like I listed like a shirt and it got prohibited. It got taken down from Bonanza.
Yeah, that's weird.
But the cologne.
I've heard that before. Yeah, I've heard that before about Bonanza.
Mhm. But, oh my gosh, what about speaking of, crazy sales, I forgot to talk about this in the beginning, but we were gonna talk about uncommon sourcing spots that maybe we're overlooking. There may be some new resellers that, are looking for ideas, and
Mm-hmm.
I thought that we could talk about it and come up with some. So we were on a mission to, tally a list, and, I'll go first, Mo.
Okay.
Okay. All right. How about this one is like fairly new to me doing is going to like mom and pop like pharmacies that are like old school looking on the outside, and then you go in
Okay.
and check for like discontinued items, that sell well, like
Interesting. I don't have any of those around here that I can think of.
perfumes that you think of,
Do you have
you can find all kinds of like discontinued things, like even like a soap. There's some soaps, like, bar soaps that are
I
discontinued that
a
you could
couple
sell.
weeks I have a bar soap that's waiting to be listed. What is it? I can't remember, but I got it out of the closet. It's in my pile, like to
Oh,
be listed. I can't remember what it was, but it sold for decent something. I forget. Oh man, I wish I remembered what it was called. That was
like
a
an
waste of
Irish
time.
Spring,
Sorry.
like an Irish Spring bar soap type thing.
No, it was something that's, not anymore. I gotta turn the light on. I'm starting to look haggard. The sun is gone. There we go.
So check out
Oh,
pharmacies for discontinued
I
soaps
don't know this
and
piece of hair.
deodorants. Just like
Yes.
they stopped making that scent, all kinds of stuff. You never know.
Yep.
Kind of stuff do you have, Mo?
I've been spring cleaning, so, your own house,
Okay.
closets. Honestly, you say that, I want to go to my mother-in-law's. I know in that bathroom closet that she has stuff back there
Uh-huh.
that I'm gonna
You're gonna look for old
Drew and I
makeup?
are gonna rate it. I bet she still has old deodorant from Drew's dad, and he had whatever he put in his hair, some old guy stuff. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh. But yeah, your own closet.
Even
I'm
if
looking at
it's
this.
used or, even if it's been used, you can still
Oh yeah.
sell it.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
I don't know
Uh-huh.
about eBay, but Mercari you can.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I mean, things that I mean, sometimes people just want the packaging,
True.
you know.
Like
Um,
lotions, older, like discontinued lotions.
yeah.
Uh-huh. I've seen
Uh-huh.
I've seen some crazy, like, it'll say half full and it'll still sell like on Mercari, you know? People
Yeah.
just love
Do you,
people love what they
Do
love.
you have a lot of mom and pop pharmacies around you? We don't have any anymore. Walgreens
Well,
took over. We had a local, it was a chain, but it was local. But I don't know if I found discontinued stuff there. But
uh-huh.
Walgreens bought them years ago, and that's all we
Yeah.
got anymore.
We used to have one like at the beach. I don't know if it's still there. I haven't been, but like
Hmm.
the next city over, I know of one that I need to go to. And when we go to North Carolina, we have to drive through the city, like it's Elizabeth City, and there is an old pharmacy. It's one of those pharmacies that is like had a soda shop inside, like a
Oh yeah.
it's
Uh-huh.
one of those. So
Yeah.
when we go down, I need to like pop in that one. But so there's only
Yeah.
3 that I know of, but there's
Yeah.
gotta be more because the next city over is like got some old parts of it. There's a
Yeah.
couple cities that have it, but yeah, I
Yeah.
can't like I don't know the names off the top of my head or
Right.
anything.
I feel like if I traveled to like maybe like some of these little towns, lower Delaware,
Uh-huh.
that there maybe that would be a thing. But
Yeah.
it's not up here, but that's a good idea if you have something like that. I
Mhm.
mean, so well that brings me to one. Let me go again.
Okay.
Because I know my house, you were like, think of four, and I'm like, I thought of three, but they're not really out of the ordinary. But I was
Uh-huh.
like, well, I can think of more basement, closet, garage. But if
Yeah.
you're spring cleaning, I mean, that's what I've been doing. I'm like, okay, that goes, that's just getting, you know, donated. And then there's a couple
Right.
things, I found, I said I list old video games that my husband doesn't play anymore. And I found a whole bunch more,
Uh-huh.
like for PS2 that, yeah, I think PS2, we don't even. have any more.
Mhm.
Okay, here's my other one. I was going to say retail clearance because sometimes you'll find some discontinued stuff in there.
Yeah. Yeah. That's
You
what I
know,
had written down
if
too.
you're going to like the pharmacy or Walmart or wherever, I'm not like there's people that do retail arbitrage.
Yeah.
But if you're just like, shopping and you see the clearance aisle, you can scan something if you think it
Uh-huh.
might sell if
Yeah.
it's discontinued.
Have you bought stuff through in the clearance aisle before to resell? Do you have
No.
any examples? No, you
No.
haven't?
I
Oh.
don't, not that I can think of, not that I found anything,
Mhm.
but it's a place to look.
Yeah. I have actually bought stuff from the
Yeah.
clearance at
Hmm.
Walmart. I bought they had like hunting hats. They were just like, they were weird. They were hunting hats, but they were cowboy shaped. They were like camo cowboy hats. I bought
Oh,
all of them. They were $1 in the clearance aisle. So I bought them all and they all sold. I can't remember what for. This was probably like 2 years ago.
that's cool.
But I know.
I don't know if I've ever bought anything in the clearance.
There's
I mean, it's
always
something I look at, but I've
yeah, I do
never found
too.
anything to resell. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
Cowboy
Um,
hunting hats. I've
yeah,
never
I
seen
know.
such a thing.
It was yeah, it was definitely different.
Hunting the
Um,
wild buffalo out on the prairie.
maybe, maybe kind of like, well, yeah. And TJ Maxx has,
Oh yeah.
how they have the red tags. Is it TJ Maxx that has
Mm-hmm.
like the red clearance
Yeah.
tags? There's perfumes and stuff in there too that
Yes.
you can flip that are, and they're
Mm-hmm.
brand new. They're new old
Yeah.
stocks. Well, I don't know about old stock,
Yeah.
but they're new stuff. I haven't found anything, but I know I don't go in TJ Maxx that often. But I know you
I don't
can.
either.
I
I
see people on TikTok and stuff
I've
do it.
when I see people on TikTok going into TJ Maxx and getting stuff, their TJ Maxx always has like lots of stuff. And when I go into the one near me, it's
Huh?
kind of lackluster. Like
Yeah,
I feel like there's not that much stuff in there.
yeah. Maybe
And
they just hit the good ones. You
Marshalls and
know.
Home Goods are it around here. They're the ones.
Yeah.
I mean, you can always go on TikTok, find what is the latest craze from those stores because they're all owned the same, right? TJ
Mhm.
Maxx, Marshalls, Home Goods, and what's the
Sense.
other one? Home
Home
Sense,
sense.
yeah. Find what is trending. I wouldn't suggest buying a whole lot, but you maybe could buy a couple while it's trending
Right.
and get it.
And sell them.
Uh-huh. People
Mhm.
remember when Ray Dunn was all the craze?
Oh my gosh, yes.
People were clearing the shelves of it and selling it on eBay.
Yeah. Now it's everywhere. It's at yard. I saw them at yard sales this weekend.
Oh, I know.
They had
I
mugs.
like
They had like rows of mugs at the yard
yeah.
sale.
I have a couple mugs and I bought them specifically because well, it's my creamers in there. The my husband drinks a lot of tea, hot tea, and it stains, but doesn't stain the
Oh,
inside of Ray Dunn. I don't know whatever glaze they use.
yeah. Oh, that's cool. That's
Yeah.
a good tip. Yeah, that's true. So
But don't buy
don't
Ray Dunn, but find out what's, for a while there. I don't know what's trending at Marshall's at the moment,
yeah,
but
I don't know right now. I remember when it
there's
was like
always something.
the like footstools that were like ramen noodle cups and
Oh yeah.
the remember that?
Mm-hmm.
That was
Fruit and
yeah.
yes. I wouldn't want to
Well,
sell those though. They're big.
unless local pickup. Well,
Yeah, local.
I have another one. It is I use this. It is the Freebieler app. It's
Yes, I use it too.
yeah.
I have gone out, but I was too late
Oh,
for
really?
something. Yeah,
Yeah.
it
I've
wasn't
done
there.
it. It was if it's in my neighborhood, like
Yeah.
I've been able to pick up like personal stuff and I've picked up
Hmm.
stuff to resell. Somebody was getting rid of like all of their like their lawnmower, their weed eater, like all that garbage,
Hmm.
like
Yeah.
pots and like metal fencing stuff, whatever.
Yeah.
Matt wanted the personal, like the metal fencing for personal use. And when we went,
Hmm.
we saw the weed eater battery and stuff like that, and the charger for the battery. So
Yeah.
we scooped that up, and I resold the battery charger. I mean, it wasn't much. It was probably like $15, and it
Yeah.
was new. Like we were like, why did he get rid of
I,
this? Like Matt wanted to
yeah.
keep the whole.
Hmm.
I resold that. So
I
freebie
always
alert.
feel
It's an
like
app.
I get all the alerts for it, but I always feel like any a lot of the good stuff, it'll always be like, 20 miles away, first come, first serve. I'm like, well, I'm
Yeah,
not gonna be first come, first serve, you know?
true. Yeah, I guess, yeah,
But
it's true.
I mean, I have it. It's always there. I'm always looking
Oh,
at it.
freebie alert. I love it. Oh, you
Hmm.
just get a ton of notifications unless you mute them. So, what do you have, Mo? What else? What other one did you come up with?
Well, this one is because I see TikTokers all the time. There's this one girl. She, I don't. She's not really a reseller, but she gets, lost like mail pallets, like
Oh,
unclaimed mail,
okay. Yeah.
and she opens them and
Mm-hmm.
looks through. I mean, you could do that. It's hit or miss. Sometimes she just gets like weird stuff and
Uh-huh.
somebody's personalized t-shirt for their family reunion. But
Right. I had that one
um
written
but
down too
sometimes
on my
she gets
list.
cool stuff. Yeah. She gets cool stuff sometimes. Like I said,
Mhm.
I don't think she resells, but I do think that sometimes like if she gets like like a bunch of jewelries, like she makes jewelry boxes, makes up
Oh,
jewelry
yeah.
mystery boxes and sells them. Yeah.
Okay. That's
But
cool.
she
Yeah,
gets
that's
like the huge pallets.
she gets
I mean,
pallets.
yeah, of
Oh,
unclaimed mail. Hmm.
wow. So no, she must be paying a lot for a pallet. I can't imagine
Yeah,
how much a
I
pallet.
don't know. Yeah, she does. I'm pretty sure she says what they are, like hundreds of dollars.
Wow.
I can't even remember what her name is. She just comes up all the time. Um,
I wonder if she lives near the facility or
she
if
might.
she just has to go pick it up, like local pickup instead of like being like shipped freight to her house, you know? That's
Yeah, I don't
cool.
know.
I
Let me see what her. Here she is. Jody Little with Lytle. And she, oh yeah, I don't know. She has videos about how she gets them, and
uh-huh.
well, like this one is like USPS. It looks this one in this video. This is the first
Oh,
one when I searched. It's just like it looks like a Gaylord,
oh
with,
wow.
and it says U.S. Postal Service on it.
Wow.
I don't. She explains in some of the. I mean, I'm not doing it, so I haven't really
Yeah.
watched those. I'll just
Uh-huh.
watch her. Like she'll pick like three things and she'll open them and show them.
Cool.
I mean, I
That's
guess maybe
cool.
she does resell them, but maybe she does it local. I don't think she's an eBay seller, but I could be wrong.
Wow.
Anyway, I mean, I don't know where you get them, but you can look her up and
True.
just put if you want to look it up, TikTok, just put unclaimed mail palette and they'll
She'll probably pop
pop up.
up. Yeah. Well, the next one that I had written down was kind of similar to that. It was
Hmm.
the you can buy lost luggage from airplane or
Oh
from the
yeah.
airport
Hmm.
and stuff. I think
Yeah.
there's a store. I don't know why. I want to say Atlanta, where it's a whole huge store that you can go in and like thrift in there
Right.
of all of the luggages and things. Like you see all
Yeah.
kinds of crazy stuff. I've watched a YouTube
Uh-huh.
video on it, but maybe there's a local place too that you could pick, like lost luggage, buy lost luggage. I'm not sure how that would be. Could you
Yeah.
imagine?
Is it like like is it near like maybe like near a major airport, I guess?
I don't know. I don't. For some reason, Atlanta sticks out. Is that huge place, the huge like thrift lost luggage thrift
Yeah.
store? I don't know.
Right.
In my mind, it looks like a Bucky's, like a big, huge, Bucky's of lost luggage.
I would be I mean, that sounds neat. It also sounds scary because like you're opening it and somebody's dirty underwear's in there. And like if you got my lost luggage, you're not getting high-end clothes. You're getting my t-shirts and my Converse. Like
Yeah,
I'm not keeping anything valuable in my luggage that I
true.
check. So,
Yeah, yeah. I don't know, but who knows?
I mean, but
Imagine.
I have watched people open luggage. I've
Uh-huh.
unclaimed luggage. I
Yeah,
just
yeah. It
you
would
need
be
a stick.
you just wear your gloves and your mask, and I'm sure no, that's another story. Yeah, just be careful. Be cautious, guys. So, let us know if you have sourced at any of these places, and if you have any sourcing places that, we didn't talk about, because 'cause we're always looking for new ideas to source, so
Hmm.
be sure to let us know in the comments
Gotta
below.
keep it fresh.
Yeah, I'm always looking for new ideas outside the box, so thanks for watching, and we're flipping out, guys. Bye.
Thanks so much for watching and check out more of our videos right here. We're flipping out.